Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear students, Al-Quran is the guideline for human being. It is our constitution. We should perform every activity according to the rules of Holy Quran. It is constitution for Muslims' life. Muslims should perform all activities according to the direction of Holy Quran. So we should learn Holy Quran. We should recite Holy Quran correctly, nicely, properly. At first, we have to recite Holy Quran correctly. Then we have to know the meaning, explanations, and teachings of Holy Quran. This chapter is about the teachings of Quran, Majid, and Hadith. In this chapter, there are many lessons. First lesson is about the introduction to Holy Quran. Second lesson is about Tajweed. Tajweed, that means to recite the Holy Quran nicely, correctly, properly. It is called Tajweed. The rules of reciting Holy Quran nicely, properly, correctly is called Tajweed. Allah directed all Muslims to recite Holy Quran correctly. Allah says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Arattilil Quran tartila. That means recite the Holy Quran correctly, nicely, properly, slowly, correctly, nicely, properly, with correct pronunciation, with Tajweed. And there are many rules of Tajweed: Mad, Makrat, Sifat, Gunna, Nun Sakin and Tanwin. These are the rules of Tajweed. There are many rules of Tajweed. Among those, Nun Sakin and Tanwin is very important rule of Tajweed. This lesson, lesson number 3 of chapter 3. Title of the chapter is the teaching of the Holy Quran, Majid and Hadith, and title of this lesson is description of Nun Sakin and Tanwin. At the finishing, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to tell the definition of Nun Sakin and Tanwin, rules of Nun Sakin and Tanwin. You will be able to tell the there are 4 rules of Nun Sakin and Tanwin. You will be able to tell all the rules of Tajweed, Nun Sakin and Tanwin, all the rules of Nun Sakin and Tanwin with example. First, we have to know what is Nun Sakin. This sign is called Sukun. This sign is called Sukun. Its another name is Jazam. In your book, it has been mentioned as Jazam. So this sign is called Sukun or Jazam. The letter on which this sign is given, it is called Sukun, Sakin. It is called Sakin. For example, the person in which there is politeness, that person is called polite. The person in which there is humbleness, that person is called humble. Like this, the letter on which there is Sukun, this letter is called Sakin. Sakin. That means the letter on which there is Sukun is called Sakin. If there is Sukun on Nun, that Nun is called Nun Sakin. If there is Sukun on Ba, it is called Ba Sakin. If there is Sukun on Ta, it is called Ta Sakin. If there is Sukun or Jazam on Nun, it is called Nun Sakin. Nun Sakin. For example, this is Nun Sakin, An. Then Kun, it is Nun. On Nun there is Sukun, so it is Nun Sakin. Min, there is Sukun on Nun, so it is Nun Sakin. Its pronunciation is like Shashanto of Bangla language. Without any letter, Hashanta cannot be pronounced. For example, mahfil, manzil, in the same way, without, in the same way, sakin cannot be pronounced with vowel sign of the previous letter. Again, Hashanta cannot be pronounced without any letter, without previous letter, without any letter, and without the help of previous letter. Hashanta cannot be pronounced in the same way. Sakin is not pronounced without vowel sign of the previous letter. Then tanwin, two zabars, two z's, and two peshs is called tanwin. Or double zabar, double z, and double pesh is called tanwin. One nun sakin remains hidden in is tanwin, which is expressed at the time of pronunciation. Again, one nun sakin remains hidden in its tanwin, which is expressed at the time of pronunciation. For example, rajulun. You can see rajulun. There is tanwin on lam. It is pronounced as rajulun. Lam nun pesh lun. There is a nun sakin. There is a nun sakin hidden on this tanwin. For this reason, this rajulun has been pronounced as rajulun. This rajulun, there is tanwin on lam. For this reason, it is pronounced as nun sakin, that is hidden in tanwin. So the rules of nun sakin and tanwin is same, because in tanwin there is a nun sakin hidden. For this reason, the rules of nun sakin and tanwin is same. Again, the degree of nun sakin and tanwin. Nun sakin and tanwin cannot be pronounced without the help of previous letter, and in the same way, nun sakin and tanwin is pronounced according to the next letter, depending on the next letter of nun sakin and tanwin. That means if there is alif or hamza after nun sakin and tanwin, then it will be pronounced in one way. If there is ba after nun sakin and tanwin, then it will be pronounced in another way. If there is ta after nun sakin and tanwin, then it will be pronounced in another way. So depending on the next letter of nun sakin and tanwin, we should read nun sakin and tanwin depending on the next letter of nun sakin and tanwin. Again, there may be after nun sakin or tanwin, there may be alif or hamza. Then after nun sakin and tanwin, there may be ba. Or after nun sakin and tanwin, there may be ta. After nun sakin and tanwin, there may be tha. After nun sakin and tanwin, there may be ya. After nun sakin and tanwin, there may be nun. After nun sakin and tanwin, there may be ra. That means any letter will come after nun sakin and tanwin. So we should not read in the same way. The way of reciting or reading will be different, because after nun sakin and tanwin, the letter is different. So depending on the letter after nun sakin and tanwin, there are 4 rules of nun sakin and tanwin. Number 1 is idgham. Number 2 is ikfa. Number 3 is izhar. and number 4 is qalb or iqlab. Then description of idgham, ikfa, izhar, iqlab are given below. Idgham. The meaning of the word idgham is to read by combining, by mixing one thing with another. That means to enter one letter into the next letter. Idgham means to read in euphonic junction by joining one letter with another. In the terminology of tasbih, after nun sakin or tanween, if any of the 6 letters of idgham comes, then we have to read the letter by mixing the letter next letter, by mixing with the next letter. That means by entering this nun sakin into the next letter. It is called idgham. Because of idgham, both letters are pronounced at the same time, and the letter which comes next to nun sakin or tanween is attached to a tashdid. For example, mar rabbuka, not man rabbuka, because after nun sakin and tanween, the letter of idgham comes, so we have to read the letter ra. We have to read the letter ra twice, giving tashdid. So it is the rule of idgham. There are 6 letters of idgham: ya, ra, mim, lam, wa, nun. Ya, ra, mim, lam, wa, nun. In if we want to read together, then we can read yarmalun. Ya, ra, mim, lam, wa, nun. For memorizing easily, for keeping in memory easily, there is a word yarmalun. In this word, all letters of idgham can be found: ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, nun. So yarmalun, ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, nun. There are 6 letters of idgham. If any letter comes after nun sakin or tanween, then we have to read with gunna of one alif, and or if there is ra and lam, we have to read without gunna, but the nun sakin will be mixed with the next letter. With junction, we will read with. It is called idgham. There are 2 types of idgham: idgham with gunna and idgham without gunna. Idgham with gunna, if any letter of ya, waw, mim, nun, ya, waw, mim, nun, if any letter of ya, waw, mim, nun comes after nun sakin and tanween, that nun sakin or tanween is to be read jointly with that letter with gunna of one alif. It is called idgham. It is called idgham with gunna. Idgham ma'agunna. Idgham bagunna. Idgham bagunna or with gunna. Idgham with gunna. Another name of idgham with gunna is idgham naqis. For example, may yaqulu. It is nun sakin. Then ya comes, so we have to read with gunna, and we have to enter this nun into the next letter, into ya, and then we have to read with gunna of one alif. For example, may yaqulu. In this may yaqulu wa minan nasi may yaqulu. In this word, there is uh, there is after nun sakin ya comes, and ya is the letter of idgham with gunna, so we have to read with gunna. Another example, min nafsin. Min nafsin, after nun sakin nun comes, there are 6 letters of idgham, and there are 4 letters of idgham with gunna. Nun is letter of idgham with gunna, so we have to read min nafsin, not min nafsin, min nafsin. We have to enter the first noon into the next noon, and we have to make gunna equal to 1 alif. Then example of tanbin. Wujuhu yawma idin. Wujuhu yawma idin. There is tanbin on ha, then ya comes, and ya is the letter of nun sakin with gunna. So tanbin with gunna. So we have to nun sakin on tanbin with gunna. So we have to read wujuhu yawma idin. That means with 1 alif gunna, and we have to read ya twice, because ya is the letter of idgham of nun sakin and tanwin. Another example, hittatun naghfir lakum. Hittatun naghfir lakum. After tanwin, nun comes, so we have to read with gunna and equal to 1 alif, because it is tanwin, and after tanwin, nun comes, and nun is the letter of idgham. So we have to read in this way. Then idgham without gunna. There are 2 letters of idgham. These are the letters of idgham without gunna, ra and lam. Ra and lam are the letters of idgham without gunna. If ra or lam comes after nun sakin or tanwin, then we have to read jointly, but we should not make gunna. That means we have to read jointly without any gunna. It is called idgham without gunna, idgham bila gunna. Idgham bila gunna. And another name of idgham bila gunna is idgham kamil. For example, milladunka, not min ladunka, milladunka, because after nun sakin, lam comes. Lam is the letter of nun sakin. Lam is the letter of idgham of nun sakin without gunna. So we have to read milladunka, not min ladunka. Another example of tanwin, Ghafurur Rahim. Ghafurur Rahim, after tanwin, ra comes. After tanwin, in the first ra there is tanwin, then next ra comes. Ra is the letter of idgham without gunna, so we have to read without gunna, but we have to read jointly. It is called idgham, and we have to read the lam twice, ra and lam twice, because we have to make idgham, but it is idgham without gunna. Exception. We can see some exceptions in the rules of idgham or nun sakin and tanwin. In the Holy Quran, there are some words mentioned in Holy Quran: dunya, bunyanun, sinwanun. These after nun sakin ya comes, but in this word, gunna or idgham is not applicable. Like this, bunyanun, after nun sakin ya comes in this letter also, but the rule of idgham is not applicable. There we should read without gunna, without idgham. Sinwanun, It is also mentioned in Holy Quran. Sinwanun, this letter after Nun Sakin Waw comes. Waw is the letter of Idgham, but in this letter, the rule of Idgham is not applicable. So we have to read normally without Idgham, without Gunna. So, but here in accordance with the rule of Idgham, Nun Sakin and Nun Sakin with Tashdid is not read out together with the next letter. The reason behind is the sole purpose of Idgham is to make difficult pronunciation easy. But if we try to make Gunna, or if we try to apply the rule of Idgham here, then the letter pronunciation of the letter will be very difficult. So our aim or our purpose of Idgham is to remove the difficulty or to make the difficulty easy. But if we want to make Idgham, if we want to apply the rule of Idgham in these letters, then it will be very hard to pronounce. So our purpose of Idgham will be opposite. So we should not try to make Idgham, or we should not try to apply the rule of Idgham here. Then Ikhfa. Ikhfa means reading covertly or secretly. The letters of Ikhfa are 15. There are 15 letters of Ikhfa. Ta, sa, zim, dal, zal, za, sin, shin, swad, dot, pa, za, fa, qaf, kaf. If any letter of these 15 letters comes after Nun Sakin and Tanwin, then we have to pronounce with the nasal sound silently, like pronouncing Chandrabindu of Bangla language. That means we should not make Gunna, we should not make Idgham, we should not apply the rule of Idgham. We should make half Gunna. It is called Gunna of Ikhfa. That means we should read like Chandrabindu of Bangla language. It is called Ikhfa. There are 15 letters of Ikhfa. Ta, sa, zim, dal, zal, za, sin, shin, swad, dot, pa, za, pa, qaf, kaf. If any letter comes after Nun Sakin or Tanwin, if any letter of Ikhfa comes after Nun Sakin and Tanwin, we have to read with slight Gunna. It is called Gunna of Ikhfa. For example, Kuntum, not Kuntum, not Kuntum. That means the middle position of Idgham and Izhar. We have to read Kuntum after Nun Sakin Ta comes, so we have to apply the rule of Ikhfa here. So Kuntum, not Kuntum, not Kuntum, not Kuntum. We have to read slight Gunna. Min Samaratin after Nun Sakin Ta comes. So Sa is the letter of Ikhfa. So we have to read Min Samaratin, not Min Samaratin. Min Ju' alladhi at'amahum min Ju', not Min Ju'. Min Ju', it is in this. If we read Min Ju', then Ikhfa will not be applicable. We should try to apply the rules of. We have to try to apply the rules of Ikhfa here. Then min tahtiha. In this letter, in this example, after Nun Sakin Ta comes, and Ta is the letter of Ikhfa, so we have to read min tahtiha, not min tahtiha, or min tahtiha. It is not correct. Min tahtiha. Mudirin. After Nun Sakin, Zal comes. Zal is the letter of Ikhfa, so you have to read Mudirin, not Munzirin. Then Minkum. After Nun Sakin, Kaf, there is kaf, so we have to read minkum, not minkum. Then examples of tanbin, min siddil, no. Example, and some examples of nun sakin also, min sijil, not min sijil, because after nun sakin, sin comes, sin is the letter of ikfa, so we have to read min sijil, min sharril waswas, min sharril waswasil khannas. After nun sakin, sin comes, so we have to read with slight gunna, that means min sharrin, not min sharrin, min sharrin. Sharril waswasil khannas. Then ma faala. Fa is the letter of ikfa, so you have to read ma faala, not man faala. Andi. After nun second dal comes, so you have to read andi, not andi. Not andi. Andi. These are the examples of nun sakin, examples of ikfa of nun sakin. Then examples of tanbin. Min ni'matin tussa. Ni'matin tussa. That means after tanbin, ta comes, so you have to read ni'matin tussa, not ni'matin tussa. Dharratin sharrayyara. After tanbin, shin comes, so you have to read dharratin sharrayyara. Zillan walila. After tanbin, za comes, za is the letter of ikfa, so you have to read zillan. Then izhar. There are 6 letters of izhar: hamza, ha, kha, ain, ghain. Hamza, ha, kha, ain, ghain. These are the letters of ikfa. These are the letters of izhar. If any letter comes after nun sakin and tanween, if any letters of izhar comes after nun sakin or tanween, then we have to read without gunna, without making any type of slight gunna, or without entering one letter into another. We have to read distinctly from its own makhraj without any gunna. It is called izhar. That means there is no change. If hamza, ha, kha, ain, ghain, if any letter comes after nun sakin or tanween, then we have to read without any gunna or without mixing one letter into another letter. We have to read with its own makhraj. It is called izhar. For example, min ajalin. After nun sakin, hamza comes, so we have to read min ajalin, not min ajalin, not min ajalin. Min ajalin. The hamza, it is the letter of izhar, so there is no. We have to read without gunna. We have to read as usual. That means we have to read without any type of gunna. Minhum. After nun sakin, ha comes. Ha is the letter of izhar, so there is no gunna, there is no entering one letter into another. Then min khairin. After nun sakin, kha comes. Kha is the letter of izhar, so we have to read as usual with its main gunna, with its own makhraj. From its own makhraj we have to read. Then adabun alim. After tanween, hamza comes, so we have to read adabun alim, not adabun alim. We should not make any type of gunna, or we should not make any type of we should not enter the letter into the next letter. Then asisun alayhi. Asisun alayhi. After tanween, ain comes. Ain is the letter of izhar, so you have to read with its own makhraj. Then number 4, qalb or iqlab. Qalb or iqlab. Qalb or iqlab means to read by making alternation. To read by making alternation in the terminology of tasbih. If ba comes after nun sakin or tanween, then we have to we have to read, we have to change the noon into mim. That means noon will not be pronounced. Noon will be written, but in the place of noon, mim will be pronounced. That means this noon sakin or tanbin has to be converted into mim, and we should read with kunna equal to one alif. It is called qalb or iqlab. For example, only ba is the letter of iqlab or qalb. Only one letter, ba. After nun sakin, ba comes. Mim ba'di. Mim ba'di. If there is mim ba'di, we should not read min ba'di. We should not read min ba'di. Min ba'di, it is incorrect because after nun sakin, ba comes, so we have to change the noon into mim. Mim ba'di. Mim ba'di, it is correct. Min ba'di, it is incorrect. So another example of tanbin. After tanbin, ba comes. Sami'un basir. So we should not read Sami'un basir. Sami'un basir, it is incorrect. We have to read Sami'un basir. Sami'un basir, it is correct. That means after nun sakin or tanbin, if ba comes, then nun sakin will be changed into mim. The noon will be changed into mim, and it will be pronounced like mim ba'di, not min ba'di. Mim ba'di. Sami'un basir. So we should know the rules of nun sakin and tanbin, and we should recite the Holy Quran following all rules of nun sakin and tanbin. Then we will gain proper sawab. If we read nun sakin without following the rules of nun sakin and tanbin, then we will be sinner. There is no doubt. This may be mentionable here that in the Holy Quran, when nun sakin or tanbin is in the position of iqlab, the letter mim is presented in a small form beside the nun sakin or tanbin in Quran Majid that is published from our country or from Indian subcontinent. You will find that there is a mim. If there is a small mim beside the nun sakin and tanbin for knowing easily that it is the rule of qalb or iqlab. So in the Quran Majid that is published from Arabian country, I did not see this sign. That means there is a small mim. It is not found in the Quran that is published from Arabian country. For knowing easily in this country, in Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, it is mentioned.